Hi again. So today's excerpt is from chapter 26, titled The Choice. So as I reviewed this chapter to share an excerpt with you today, it's actually difficult to read this chapter again because I am this is when Gidget is just having more and more problems with her bladder and her bowels, and I'm waking up to a mess in her kennel, and I'm increasingly just really being frustrated by this and just very depressed about it and down and out, and I just can't deal with it. I can't cope. I don't know how to cope. Even though the day before I had just talked to Joe, this is the next morning, and I am just feeling so heavy with just not knowing what to do. And after a hair appointment, I come home and it literally felt like this dark cloud was just descending upon me. And I'm going to pick up the part where I feel this, a feeling of anxiousness rose to the surface as I grew more impatient with a conversation that Missy was having with one of her colleagues. And I just quickly hug her and tell her I need to go. And it was on the drive back home that I knew I couldn't live like this anymore. I had made my decision. I was going to let Gidget go. The minute I walked through the door and took my coat off, I dialed Joe's number. I got his voicemail. My voice shook as tears rolled down my face. I left him a message telling him of my choice and said I felt it was the right thing to do. I also asked him to please call me when he had a chance. After I left the message, my body was trembling. I then called John, who was on a job site, and let him know my decision. "Okay, honey," he said softly. "Let me know if you need me." Trying to show him I was strong, I said, "I'll be okay. I'm going to call the vet office once I hang up with you." My voice caught in my throat before I could continue. "I'm also going to ask Dr. Mary if she can come to the house to euthanize Gidget. I'm hoping she can come on Friday, as I'd like one more day with Gidget." Okay. After we said we loved each other and hung up, I dialed the vet clinic. The receptionist on the other end of the line had always loved it when I brought Gidget in. Crying, I said, "I need to make an appointment to put Gidget to sleep. It's time." I could hear the compassion in her voice as she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear this." So we just go on with that conversation, and I'm going to pick up here because this is key to the next chapter I'm going to share with you tomorrow, is I make the appointment, and then I also have a conversation with Dr. Mary the next day, sharing with her, if I change my mind, can I cancel the appointment, which was a clue that I really was not the right decision, though I couldn't consciously really see that was happening. So I did, Joe did call me back, and he asked me to please promise that I would let him know how I was feeling after Gidget was gone. And I had just set my phone down on my desk after talking with Joe, and I heard a ping on my computer, which was notifying me of an email from my friend Dawn, who's the animal communicator. And I end up writing back to her, letting her know that I had made a decision to put Gidget to sleep. And we end up getting on a Zoom call and having a Skype call and having a conversation, which was a very difficult conversation, but it was the breakthrough that I needed to move forward. And I should say for Gidget and I to move forward. Whew, that was a hard chapter to share, but tomorrow I'll be back with chapter 27, and it is titled Surrendering, and I'll share an excerpt with you then. All right, I'll see you then.